Fiend is back. Did he come alone? Probably not.
Probably not.
Welcome to the Wrestling Council. What the hell? I lost Frank. But welcome to the Wrestling Council. I'm your host, Comic Book Bob. As always, my good friend Hollywood Frank, who is not.
I'm here.
Okay. Joining as always by my good friend Hollywood Frank. That was pretty good, man. Appreciate that. And Johnny Cage, or
where did Frank go?
Brawl.
Backstage Brawl champion, man. It's the third one. I want a three-way between the winners, like CM Punk, Andrade, and Eddie Kingston, and a three-way for the championship.
Sorry about that. It's had some malfunction with my computer. I'm here now.
Yeah.
Like somebody cut in or something. I don't know what's going on.
You can catch us here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We talk about all the news in wrestling. You can also follow us on social media, which I forgot to add to the section of the thing today. But it's been a hell of a week.
It's only Tuesday.
It's been a hell of a week. Trust me, man. I got 2 people down with COVID in this house. So
wow.
Yeah. But
that's rough.
Anyway, appreciate you guys being here. There's a lot we got to get into. First things first, let's go ahead and see who we got going here. Got Maldacito said, "Sup?
Sup?
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 Hello.
What's up?
What's
up?
Appreciate you being here, man." He said that, to be fair, was Frank truly here? Or any of us?
I wasn't. I just got here.
Yeah. But yeah, interesting week. We had Extreme Rules, which was it was a pretty good show. It had some decent stuff on it. Raw was kind of iffy. But Dynamite had some great matches, had some interesting things happen there as well. There's also, same thing with Rampage, but we also had some clarification on certain things about Sammy Guevara and Andrade, and some surprise debuts besides Mr. Bray Wyatt. But the biggest piece of news is who are the Wyatt Six? Who?
I got
better than Randy Orton.
Now that's been a while.
Yeah. Leg kick. Hey, guys, what's up? What's up, leg kick? Thanks for being here. Maldacito, hopefully you're not speeding on your way home and being safe. But all right, let's go ahead and get into it before we get into the main topic of, as always, we got our favorite segment: the good, the bad, and the ugly. Did I go last week, or I think Frank, you went last week, right?
I did.
Okay, so I got this week. Yay, good, because now all my stuff doesn't get poached by you.
Oh, Johnny goes.
Wow. Screw that shit. He's not a regular.
See how this is?
See, I have love for you, Johnny. This guy does not.
This man treats me like an independent contractor, man. This would not stand on court.
You're on a pay by you're on a pay per appearance.
No, not
Is
you.
Is this because I'm not in the States? Is that it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
guess.
you're not an American, so that means you're automatically not as good.
Yeah,
God
not you,
damn.
yeah, it's not you leg kick. It's Maldacino that's always dodging cars.
Yeah,
Playing
Maldacino, but
Frogger out there on the road.
all right, shut up. All right,
Hey,
what?
if you can dodge traffic, you can dodge a wrench.
Oh my God. The good. Bray Wyatt returns and brings a lot of interesting possibility with him. In addition to him returning, we also had the Good Brothers return.
Not in the same show.
Not in the same show, but this week, and that's what we're talking about is this week.
Oh, no.
And but there's some interesting...
Monday's a new week. Sunday's the end of the week.
Shut up.
And Extreme Rules was on. Extreme Rules was on Saturday, so that was last week.
He really got you there.
There's some interesting baggage that comes with them because
they have New Japan dates, don't they?
Anderson, yeah. Well, Anderson is still the strong never openweight champion. So, and obviously he's not going to be defending that, bring that belt out on
Raw.
On Raw. So what the hell's going on there? Anyway, that's my good. The bad WWE. I can't talk today, man. I swear to God. WWE has changed their commentary teams, and other than SmackDown, they all suck.
Change your teams again.
Yep, again, and
back from 3 to 2.
Yeah, which I'm actually okay with that. The problem I have is the people that chose SmackDown is Michael Cole and Wade Barrett. Which, by the way, Michael Cole, since Vince McMahon is no longer in his ear telling him what to do, is actually gotten a lot better. Wade Barrett's fun. My understanding is that they're going to go to a 3-man when McAfee comes back. So
really,
we'll see what happens there.
Are they? Because he's got the deal with ESPN. So,
well, he's only going to be gone until the end, for the college season, and then he's supposed to come back after that.
That's till January, middle of February.
Okay, well, like I said, it's a little bit of time, but he's supposed to come back. But I think that Bray's Brews crowbar and some of that. I have my thoughts on that. We're going to talk about that, but so that's my bad. Well, the Raw team is Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves, bleh. And NXT is Vic Joseph and Booker T. Now, I love Booker T. I think he was a great wrestler. I think he's a shit commentary.
Damn.
So no, dude,
I wouldn't know.
It's meandering all over the place. It's not a great idea. But there you go. That's your commentary teams, and then all the ring announcers have been all shaken on. I don't give a shit about any of that. I don't give a shit about any of the interviewers because all the interviewers suck. The ugly. More information on the AEW scrum and backstage fight between Andrade and Sammy Guevara. This shit just continues to get worse and worse and worse. Andrade apparently was the main aggressor. Everybody's flipping back and forth. Oh, it's Andrade. Oh, it's Sammy. Oh, it's Andrade. Listen, 100% Andrade is the main aggressor in this whole thing. Okay, he's the one who threw the punches. He's the one who tried to beat the shit out of him backstage. That's fine.
Wait, can you contemplate the stupidity of Tony telling him you're not gonna get fired if you fight? We're gonna punch, but you're gonna keep your job.
Well, that's because there was the rumor that he was trying to get fired, which
I know, but that's like telling me, okay, so I gotta get
that's like saying, so I'm not gonna get fired if I bust this guy's face. Awesome, I'm gonna go in there and kick the shit out of him. But getting back to my point, to say that Sammy had nothing to do with this is just pure gullibility. He got on social media and just doing what he does a lot and running his mouth, throwing gas on the fire, making things worse. Look, is Andrade the main aggressor in this whole thing? Like I said, absolutely. But to pretend that Sammy didn't have any responsibility in this at all is just pure gullibility. So he has to manage Fuego del Sol. Dude, we're going to talk about that. As dude comes back Dude comes back just to get friggin' annihilated again.
Well, if Sammy was talking about a favor hire being Andrade, like
yeah,
Fuego del Sol is kind of that.
You know what? I like Fuego del Sol as a person, man, but you're 100% right. He is 100% a favorite hire. And yes, Sammy has a big mouth and he needs to grow the hell up 100% because he definitely
he's almost 30.
Oh,
he's 29. This is absurd.
I know. He's a 29-year-old man acting like he's 14. That's a big part of the problem. So anyway, that's my good, my bad, my ugly. Frank, what do you got?
My good. John Moxley signs new contract.
5 years.
5-year contract. Also to help coach and training, which is great. I mean, from what I was reading, his contract was up. He was on a handshake or
pay by
type deal, and signed that new 5-year contract. So that was great to see. So he's locked in.
Yep.
Which
my ASMR.
Rob talked about before with Jericho. Getting up there. The man for AEW is John Moxley.
That guy, dude, I'm amazed that guy's spine hasn't broken in the number of times he has put that company on his back. So,
so that's great to see. I mean, love to have Bray Wyatt back, but AEW being able to lock him in for the next 5 years is awesome.
Yeah, and I had a feeling, like I knew that he was on a pay by appearance at the moment because they were renegotiating his contract. Yeah. I knew he was going to sign a long-term deal with,
and his wife might be coming there soon too.
Yeah, dude, I think she'd be awesome as like put her in the backstage to do backstage commentary.
From what I was hearing is that WWE wanted to bring her back to the commentary team, and she said no.
Yep. Like I said, that's basically the next, like for the rest of this year. That's what Triple H is going to be doing. He's going to be reaching out to all the people that got fired for stupid reasons. I mean, like, do you want to come back?
Yeah.
So,
and it's tribe time now.
Cool.
All right. My boys playing the Yankees starting tonight, 7:30. But tune in after we're done.
Yeah, that was I actually managed to find that match online and watch it. Dude, him against Gage is always good. But and I knew that with that new contract and everything, that the way Tony's tightening up the ship, which means holding championships for long periods of time in other companies is something that you're probably going to see less and less of. Now I know that with guys like Moxley and Jericho and some of the others, being able to go and work dates with other companies is a big part of why they're there. But I think there's going to be more of them basically having to go and talk to them about it, especially if it's going to be anything long term.
Yeah.
So
and, my bad was Ronda Rousey versus Liv Morgan.
That was awful. That was awful. That was the worst.
Could she be part of the 6?
I think it's 100%.
We'll talk about that, but
dude, that match just looked bad.
It did, and she wasn't. Liv Morgan was not getting over as champion.
No, they botched the shit out of that.
Yeah, they did. They gave her run, but it just didn't work out the way they thought it was, or maybe it did. Who knows? I mean, but it's not one of those somebody you strap a rocket to as your title holder, and they're going to take you to the top because she's never been that type of person.
No. And it was just so awkward and all over the place. It wasn't good. It wasn't a good match. A no holds barred match is not in Liv's wheelhouse. It's not very good at it. They did terrible job building her up because it was always that she was always lucky to win. They didn't put any kind of strength behind her as a champion, and they just completely botched the shit out of her. Like she should have been like a super over baby face. That they should. That's the way they should have pushed her, because that's how popular she was, and they just took crap on it. And honestly, you can thank Vince for that, because that whole thing happened under Vince, and then they tried to fix it after Triple H took over, and it was just the damage was done. So, Leg Kick says, with a Triple H in charge and Anderson still with the open weight title, do you think this might be a sign W might be opening the forbidden door?
Nah.
No, no. I think what's going to happen is, either he's going to make one more appearance and drop it, or more than likely, New Japan's just going to declare that the title was vacated, and they're going to have a tournament to fill a new champion. That's more than likely what's going to happen. There's not a whole lot of information on how long of a deal they signed or anything like that, so it's kind of up in the air. And honestly, I was really surprised to see him. Like that, especially because, like I said, he was the strong ever open weight champion. So, but
and my ugly was I just did not like the six women match on Dynamite.
Oh my god!
It's just more. The wrestling was fine. It was. I mean, it was fine. It's just there's no direction.
Nope.
There's absolutely no. It's like, okay, you had this match. Why? You know, it was just a filler match. Here's the problem. It's not that it was a filler match, because those happen from time to time. Okay. People just, you're in the middle of stuff and everything. Yeah. Filler matches sometimes. The problem is none of them have any major, there's no storylines or anything. It's just, it's one filler match for the women after the other.
The only purpose it served was getting Johnny's mom some ring time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was that.
And there's a big controversy.
And she's been medically cleared by the AEW doctors.
I don't think that's true. Apparently, she kind of dispute that.
That
was reported.
According to them.
No.
According to what I read, the AEW doctor said she was
no. Somebody reported that, but then she herself disputed it.
Okay.
Maybe she disputed it. Maybe she disputed it, and it's a work.
It might, maybe it's a part of a story.
I'm not saying they didn't clear it, but the news is out there that she said this didn't happen. So,
okay,
that's my GBU. That's my GBU.
Oh my god,
my turn. I got my good. FTR finally had a TV match. He was on the B show.
Finally showed up.
He was on the B show, but hey, I'll take what I can get.
It was the biggest moment on that show.
Yeah, it was.
That's not a very high bar, though.
Dude, listen. Rampage is not the greatest show in the world, but there have been some banger matches on that show. So the problem is not the wrestling. The problem is the format. So
did you watch the Battle of the Belts afterwards?
Hell no.
Yes.
I'm gonna get to that on my ugly. Just give me a second.
Okay.
In my bed, did you guys see the TV title for New Japan?
Yes.
No.
That's it. I like the heavyweight title better. That it looks worse than that one. Just for you to picture in your mind. That's an ugly belt, man.
I don't think it's quite as bad as the new world title, as the Cody neck tattoo belt, but it's pretty ugly.
It looks like MJF's ring.
Yeah, I'm not like whoever's in charge of making the new New Japan belts. They're not doing a very good job. That thing looks pretty shit.
My ugly So on Dynamite, Jericho won the tag match by hitting Daniel Garcia with the belt.
Yeah.
And on Battle of the Belts, Beck had 2 matches in a row in which he cheated with the hammer. Everybody saw it. So I was just wondering, where was the referee that was supposed to fix the officiating and come after the match to change the result? Like I said, they were going to ruin every single heel finish they had with that angle with Sammy and Eddie. So it just happened like a lot.
Yep. You know what?
When you had
And I told you what I told you what it is. It's the sports entertainment thing.
and you had Pac cheat with the same hammer 2 matches in a row
Yeah.
on the same night, and the referee behind their back just looking, what you're doing here? I guess I'm not gonna check. Just do your thing.
I think they've kind of the problem is as far as the officiating is concerned, AEW's kind of backed themselves into a corner.
Like he was gonna cheat. That's what they do. So you don't do an angle saying that you're gonna fix every time a heel cheat.
The thing is, for the first 2 years of the company, they did a good job. It was fine, you know. There was a lot of times the ref is distracted. It was kind of they were trying to do like a halfway medium between Western wrestling and the way it is in New Japan, where they can just openly cheat in New Japan because New Japan has a policy where they want a definitive winner. They don't want to do a DQ finish. They don't want to end matches like that. Somebody's getting pinned and somebody's winning. And if the guy cheats, he cheats. Okay. Now, does it happen way too often? Yeah. For my Western eyes, yeah, it happened. Like I'm at the point now where it's like, why the hell are you even letting Bullet Club walk down to the ring? You know what I mean? But at the same time, that's the style over there. Here in the US, it's different, you know. And one of the big problems we had was all the DQ and finishes that WWE did. It was just ad nauseum every week. And I think what AEW is trying to do is kind of do an in-between thing with that, where you've got the same amount of cheating, but you don't call it out as much, or I don't know. I think when Tony made that announcement that the refs were going to be more vigilant, I think that backfired on them hard.
That's what I said. I said on the day it happened. This is the worst thing he could have done.
Yeah, and I think now they're trying to reverse it, but at the same time, it's not a good idea to have that many interferences. It's not a good idea to have that much interference on a show. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta find yourself a happy medium there where it happens once in a while.
If you're gonna have referees overturn decisions, you gotta tell me why they did that then and not now. Like, give me the reasoning, because I don't think there is one. So
everybody knows why it happened and not now.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking in kayfabe. I'm talking about the storyline. It makes no sense in the context of the show.
Dude, there's all kind of shit. There's all kinds of stuff that doesn't make sense in the context of the show.
And I'm not gonna excuse any of them. They all gotta get fixed.
Okay, so here's the thing, though, man. When they try to make a shift in tone in the show, you can't just you can't be that rigid. Okay. Now, if you could point out the fact that it's not working and that it kind of sucks, that's 100% okay. But the idea that everything has to flow perfectly, sometimes. It's like storylines, man. Sometimes storylines are just not working, so you just got to get rid of them.
No, it doesn't have to go perfect. But this with the referees is they like punching themselves in the face.
Oh,
this was just a giant misfire.
I am 100% with you that the last couple of weeks the officiating has been terrible.
What do you think about that? Gunther, did he tap or was he trying to?
This is the new thing with WWE, because they've done this 3 times with Ronda now, with these suspect finishes. This is like they've done it like 3 times with Ronda. They did it with Sheamus and Gunther just now, and then there was another one. What was it? Crap, I can't remember. There was another one recently too, and I'm like, this is WWE's new thing that they're playing with. And the problem is it's like anything else. You do it once in a while, fine, it works. It's a storyline thing. You do it like you do it like at least once a month, then it's like, all right, you know what? Now this is getting old and stupid.
That's like AEW with their ladder matches.
Yeah. It's like how many the gimmick matches in AEW need to go. They need to be few and far between.
There should be like Extreme Rules. All the matches are gimmick matches.
Gimmick matches.
And,
I don't know. That remains to be seen.
Right, but I'm saying do something like that. Don't be doing it. All the time.
Exactly. The face is down. Bunch of heels come ringside, and Aubrey's like, "Oh my god, where did you guys come from? No, you can't be here, blah. Damn it, Bobby." You know, it's like
how many times can the heels hug Aubrey and kick somebody in the balls before she realizes it happened again?
What the fuck?
It's like, come on, man. And I had like this has been a problem for a long time, but they went too far the other direction, I think, and now they're trying to figure out how to get back to where they were, and it's just kind of all over the place. But so that was your bad. What was your ugly?
My bad was the IWGP title. This was a ugly already.
Yeah, it looks terrible. Okay, so there you go, guys. Good, bad, and the ugly. Let me see real quick. Let's check in here. If you're ever in a locker room where all 20, 30, 40, 50-year-old men acting like kids, the difference is that Sammy he just has a tendency to rug people the wrong way. Okay, so
he rubs
Extreme Rules.
He rubs Ty Conti the right way, though.
Oh, for God's sake.
With the title belt? Oh, boy.
I hate you all. Anyway,
I know you do.
She's a genie in his bottle.
Extreme Rules. God damn it. Quit derailing shit, guys. Christ. All right.
It's not my fault.
Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
A huge return. Bray Wyatt returned, and it happened when I said it was. I said it was going to happen after the Riddle Rollins match, and that's exactly what happened.
So did Husky the pig, and
Husker the pig in human form.
Yeah,
in human form, and Ram, all of that, and what? I'm assuming this is just like Paige did back in the day.
Oh, he means Saraya.
Whatever. I don't know. I'm completely lost on that. But anyway.
Oh, she had a handicap match against Brad Maddox and Xavier Woods. that was filmed.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, one of the big I swear to God, man.
It was about to see them. I'm just giving you the context.
Anyways, Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. Shut the hell up.
Was I ever hired?
Bray Wyatt made his return, and the big question is, who are the Wyatt Six? So before Bray came back, he was teasing this thing. He changed his Twitter handle to Wyatt Six, and if you count up all of the puppets and all of the stand-ins for the puppets, including Bray himself, it totals out to 6 people. So the speculation is this is the new stable. This is the Wyatt Six. And the big speculation is who is going to be in the Wyatt Six.
They weren't puppets. They were just vertically challenged.
Jesus Christ.
So they can give 619s to people.
Wah, wah.
Like what's his name from last week?
But the big question is who's going to be in the Wyatt Six. Now, I think
Bray Wyatt's one.
Well, obviously, dumbass. Bray Wyatt is one. But I think obviously we've already gotten the hint to who one of them is going to be. Obviously, Liv Morgan, I think, is going to be she's going to take the Sister Abigail role.
Yeah, with her smiling and smirking, and after she got choked out by Ronda Rousey. Yeah,
that was again in that weird ending where she was getting living crap out. She starts laughing and giggling, and then she was laying again. And then they did the whole segment in the back where it's like she's in a dark place. 100%. I think that's a lock. I think
so.
No, because the female character within the Funhouse was the Sister Abigail.
Which, if that's what they do with Liv, that's a good thing because
Yeah.
I think it'll help get her over because, like I said, she wasn't with the title.
No, and I honestly think Liv works better when she's part of a stable.
Yep.
Like she was when she was with the Riot Squad.
And Sarah Logan's coming back on a different subject, but Sarah Logan's coming back.
Yeah, she's coming back. She's going to be part of the
nothing to do with the Wyatt 6. But.
Yeah. So Wyatt is number 1. Liv is number 2. I think we're going to get Eric Redbeard. I think Eric Redbeard. I think Eric Redbeard's coming back. So
who? Waskel and Wabbit?
Rowan. What?
Is Waskel and Wabbit?
Well, no, they're not going to be those characters. They're just like those characters are placeholders for them. Okay, because I don't think they're going to come up. He may come back. I don't know. You think they're going to? You think they're going to bring the mask thing back?
I don't know. From what I was hearing hearing online is that's what Bray Wyatt wanted to do. He wanted to have those guys as real people,
characters?
not puppets.
Yeah. Originally,
not midgets. He didn't want them as midgets or vertically challenged. He wanted them as real people.
Real people.
It's a good thing that we're not monetized because if we were, we wouldn't be anymore.
Wow.
But yeah, well, I mean, like I can see them coming down wearing those masks, but expecting them to act like those characters, I don't think that's no. But wearing those masks, maybe.
Yeah, I can see Redbeard. I hope they don't add Strowman into the mix.
I don't think so. That's why I think for their big man, I think that they'll bring back Eric Redbeard, and like I said, Eric Redbeard as part of the Wyatt family, he fit perfectly. So I think that's that. The other one is like Hicksville just said, Bo Dallas, because we know Bo's coming back.
Bo leave, he's coming back.
He's not, so he's 100% part of it.
And hopefully
the
they
rumor
do
is,
something with them.
Was it Vince? Who is a Vince, who is a wrestler with Ring of Honor, who fits in really well with that kind of feeling mythos with Bray. He was backstage. He and another wrestler from Ring of Honor were actually backstage at I think it was at Raw. So the possibility of them signing with the company is a possibility too. So I think so Vincent was his name. He was there with I'm trying to find it right now. He was part of they had a group within Ring of Honor called the Righteous. Vincent and Bateman and Dutch. Vincent and Dutch were backstage at the show. So I think it's very possible that they may be members of it too. So if you think it's Vince and Dutch, we're now at 6.
Well, you're at 5. Vince, Dutch, Bo, Liv, Bray.
Alexa Bliss.
No, Eric Rowan.
Well, Eric Rowan, yeah. Well, some people have been saying Joe Gacy.
That's like I said, that's another possibility. If they don't bring in Eric Rowan, they've already, and that's the thing too, is that because the reason why a lot of people are saying that Gacy over Eric Rowan is because Gacy's already under contract. So he's got that weird cult leader crap going too. So they could insert him in there. Excuse me. Sorry, like I said, I can't talk today. So he's a possibility as well.
I was listening to the guy talk on the podcast on YouTube. He mentioned Dexter Lumis, but he's still tied up with the Miz right now.
Yeah, Lumis. Well, that's the other thing too. Lumis has kind of turned into a joke character. He's still doing the weird stalker stuff, but he's a face, which I think is just freaking weird. But he's a possibility, but if he joins Bray, he's gonna 100% be a heel.
Right.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well,
and
the reaction though that Bray Wyatt got.
but it's all right. Nobody wants him to be a good guy. Okay. The reason why we liked him as Bray Wyatt and then as the Fiend and everything is because he was a bad guy. He was a creepy freaking dude. You know what I mean? He was a weird cult leader kind of thing. That's a bad guy. You can't fit that into being a good guy.
Speaking of that, what do you make of them teasing the babyface turn of MJF after the match with Wheeler Yuta?
I liked it.
Teasing MJF going face.
Yeah, didn't you see the angle afterwards?
Because Utah put his hand out to shake his hand, and MJF was going to look like he was going to, and then I can't remember who came out.
Limoriarty.
Yeah, started beating him up.
Yeah, and MJF was pissed, like he didn't tell him to do that, and he didn't want him to hit Wheeler, and he didn't join in this time.
Yeah,
they really teased the face turn.
I really hope not, because I saw that. I interpret that as less of him. He was going to turn face to maybe. I think it's more of him playing with the crowd and everything. I think more of the reason of him being pissed off at them coming out is because he didn't freaking tell them to. It's like, you do what I tell you to. You don't act on your own. That's what I got out of that. That's more of where I was going with that. That's why I'm hoping it's going, because
it might be a ruse, but they tease the face turn.
MJF is a face. I just don't think he's going to be anywhere near as good. I don't like it. He's the best heel in the business. He is the absolute 100% best heel in the business.
Yeah,
I don't like the idea of him.
And the way MJF gets cheered, even though he's a heel, that's the same thing that's going to be with Bray Wyatt.
Yes, exactly. He's the heel you love to hate. Okay, he's Ric Flair.
Yeah,
you know that's who MJF is. He's Ric Flair. The Fiend is not. I mean, obviously he's a very different kind of character, but it's the same thing. You love hating this guy. You love him being the bad guy. Hicksville said, "I'm not a fan of Joe Gacy. He was obviously a wannabe Wyatt." Yeah, but he's, like I said, he's under contract, and you could easily fit him into that thing.
Hopefully, which what I'm hearing is they're giving Bray a lot more creative control to do what he wants.
Yeah, well, that's what they said. They said that the whole White Rabbit thing and everything was 100% him,
because the whole the last couple Retribution, the other stuff. I mean, give them the opportunity. Wyatt with his 6, because you don't want a Retribution these guys.
Yeah, 100%, and that's why I'm kind of up in this, like Hicksville said, I'm not a fan of Joe Gacy. I don't like the guy. I don't want him to be one of the members of the Wyatt 6, but I get the feeling he probably will be. The only thing that makes me say no is that Gacy is one of the main heels on NXT, so they're not going to want to gut NXT just to bring people up to the main roster, because NXT is still kind of Hunter's baby, and he wants it to flourish. So that's why I'm thinking that Redbeard might be the guy that comes in, come back as Rowan. I would rather see that, because I think Rowan's a much better wrestler. I think he's a better talent. He's also freaking huge. He's a freaking giant dude. People talk about Braun Strowman. Put Braun Strowman next to Eric Rowan. See which one's bigger. Braun's a big dude. He's a really big dude. Eric Rowan is huge, man. He's like 6'9". He's a monster.
Speaking of huge, what did you think about different subject, Wardlow and Brian Cage?
Well, okay, let's finish up with this first, and then we'll talk about that, because
that's some beef in the ring there. But
and I loved it, dude. I was like, it's about freaking time.
Now, I don't know if
What the Mousino? Okay, ate a Milky Way, drinking a bang, and took a deep breath. Now I'm ready for traffic.
Nice.
Jeez, dude. Be safe, man. Be careful. Don't type on your way driving, man. Oh god.
My thing is have they probably haven't come out whether Wyatt is going to be SmackDown or Raw.
He did not appear on Raw. He is going to appear on SmackDown.
Is he supposed to appear tomorrow or this Friday?
Friday, yep. He's
Okay.
supposed to make an appearance, and he's supposed to be on screen in there on Friday. And the fact that they said that the Fiend returns on Raw, and all they did was show the video package. That tells me he's going to be on SmackDown. Dude, you shut the hell up and you do what I tell you.
Wow.
Be safe. You're not my dad. But getting back to the Rowan, the Wyatt 6, so basically the odds-on contenders are Wyatt himself, obviously, Liv, Bo, hopefully Eric Rowan, and considering the gimmick that they're in, Vincent, I shouldn't call him Vince. Vincent and Dutch would fit in perfectly. They would fit in perfectly. I don't know that there's anybody else, but let's say that those guys aren't in there. I don't know that there's anybody else besides Gacy that it would actually, and maybe Loomis, that would fit into something like that.
Yeah,
Alexa Bliss.
Somebody made a comment on online, not online, on a podcast that after Extreme Rules, that Liv Morgan and Seth Rollins' Twitter's accounts went dark.
Yeah, well, Liv's they said that they think they went dark out of respect for what's her name, who from the winner of
Sarah Lee.
Yeah, Sarah Lee. They thought that maybe that was in tribute to Sarah Lee. Is it possible? See, that's the thing. I don't think Rollins fits with Wyatt.
Yeah, neither do I. I mean, Rollins is fine by himself. He doesn't need to be part of another Shield.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't need to be, and not only that, but little by little, you notice they're slowly turning Rollins' face.
Yeah,
or tweener at least. So yeah, I don't want to see him with Bray. I mean, I don't know what their relationship is. I don't know if they're friends or what, anything like that, but I don't want to see him with Bray. She 100% fits with Bray.
Right. If you put Seth with Bray, eventually it's going to be like
they're gonna fight.
Well, yes, eventually it's going to be like The Rock when he was in Nation of Domination with Farouk.
Yeah. And that's like I'm thinking of like I'm trying to rack my brain here and think of anybody else that would fit into that's currently on the roster that would fit into that kind of thing. And there's not a lot of people. That's why I think they're bringing people from outside. That's why I think Vincent and Dutch are going to be part of it. That's why I think it's very, very, very possible that Eric Rowan's coming back, especially considering that people didn't want them to fire him to begin with.
Do you think, since their contracts are over, do you think they would put Mike Bennett with them?
No, because again, it doesn't fit. It doesn't really fit. I mean, I guess you could do. I would be more inclined to think that they would bring in people from Retribution, like now one person I said might be a possibility was Dominic Dijakovic. Bring him in. That's another possibility right there. Somebody said Mustafa Ali, but again, I was like, no, I don't think that's a good fit.
I don't think so either.
The whole Ali, give him another failed push. They don't know how they just don't just book that dude as himself. For God's sake, quit trying to push him into another shit. But yeah, that's where I stand on it, man. I think we're talking like Liv is a shoe-in, Bo is a shoe-in. I think Rowan they'd be stupid not to sign that guy back and bring him back because he's a legit monster. And here's the thing. I think one of the feuds going forward is going to be with Braun. And who better to go up against Braun than Eric Rowan?
Right.
You know, so that's perfect. You know, the fact that Vince and Dutch were backstage, I think that they're definitely going to go in there because they fit 100%. And if you don't get Eric Rowan, you can use Gacy, which I think is terrible, but it is what it is. But
I just hope that they do something with his brother and bro.
Yeah, it'd
be nice to see them together.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Omos, MVP, no, dude, Omos is a failed experiment. I'm sorry.
Almost.
Almost. Yeah, that's basically what he is. Almost. But no, he's a failed experiment, unfortunately. I mean, nothing against him personally. He's not very good. His only thing is that he's really big.
He's a failed experiment, and so is Veer Mahan.
Yep. Same thing. Veer Mahan. MVP wants to go back with Lashley. MVP should have never been taken from Lashley. But yeah, anyway, but that's where we are. That's where we're at with the Wyatt 6. I mean, we're going to be watching to see how they do. Hopefully they're not going to drag this thing out.
Sorry, put MVP with Ronda.
MVP with Ronda.
Some mouthpiece.
I wouldn't mind, dude. I wouldn't mind
a mouthpiece.
I wouldn't mind a stable with these legit MMA people. Stable with like Lashley and Ronda and
Shayna
and Riddle.
Matt
Obviously.
Riddle.
He's too much of an over. He's too much
Riddle.
of a bro. But I wouldn't mind seeing a stable like that. Freaking what's his name? Chad Gable. I'm sorry. I don't like the Academy. I just don't.
Shush.
I don't like goofy shit. But anyway, let's talk. You wanted to talk about.
Hey, what did you think about now? Time out before we go to AEW. What did you think about the Pit match and the I Quit match?
The Pit match was better than I thought it was going to be. I liked the match between Riddle and Rollins. I thought it was a really, really good match, and it showed that Rollins is an incredibly versatile guy.
Yep,
incredibly versatile guy. He's hands down one of the four or five best wrestlers they have on their roster. And should be used a lot. And like I said, I'm just not into the Joker gimmick he's doing. But the guy's great. You can't deny it. Edge versus Balor, the I Quit match. I thought it was storytelling wise. I thought it was awesome. And I know there's some people that didn't like the finish. The Pit match setup. That's the thing. It was really cool. The way they set it up, the way it was designed. I liked it. That's a gimmick match I can get behind. But only if it happens once in a while. And that's the problem. Like you were talking about the ladder matches in AEW. That's the problem with gimmick matches. If you do them too many times, they lose what makes them cool. Okay. Hell in a Cell should not be a pay-per-view. Hell in a Cell should be a match that happens once a year at most. And it should be brutal as shit. So these gimmick matches are good if they're not happening every other damn week.
Yep. So,
and that's a problem that the AEW needs to get their head around. The AEW needs to do ladder matches about as often as they do cage matches, which is like once, maybe twice a year. And that's it. That's it. So that's the problem with gimmick matches. But no, I liked it. I thought, and I actually thought that Edge versus Balor was the best match on the friggin' show. I mean, there were no, like, other than Morgan and Rousey, there were no terrible matches on the show. But I would say, like, if I would say that the I Quit match was right up there with the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium. Those were the two best matches on the entire show, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And maybe if we've seen a few more of these Pit matches, that would be like they said, there were 3 banger matches on that freaking show.
Yeah, but the Pit match should be just like once a year, maybe twice
Yeah,
a
at
year.
most.
At
At most. That gimmick matches need to, like I said, they need to be very, very few and far between. But that's what I thought about that.
How about two horses in the ring?
Okay. I need more matches like this. I need more matches like with Wardlow versus Brian Cage. They've got, here's the thing, AEW has some big dudes. They got some horses now.
Just one thing, in a vacuum, it was a great match. But right now, I think Wardlow shouldn't be selling that much because you gotta rehabilitate him after the joke run he had with the belt for now, until now.
This kind of match is what I think he needs to rehabilitate him. You need to put him in against real adversity and show how friggin' tough he is.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. Like, I want to see this guy. I want to see him up against like I said, we had him up
Hobbs.
against Brian Cage. I want to see him up against Hobbs. I want to see him up against Archer.
Miro.
I want to see
That-
Miro should be the last one because Miro, I think, is the guy that should take the belt off of him.
That's what I've been saying for weeks. Give him credible opponents. I just think that
Yep.
right now, as his first one, he shouldn't be taking that much of a beating. But that's just an opinion.
See, I disagree. Like when you put him in there with somebody like Brian Cage, because here's the thing, they need to rehab Brian Cage too. The
Yeah.
dude's been off television, hasn't wrestled a match other than that stupid battle royal that they did. He hasn't done any matches in almost a year. So it's like you've got a guy and that match showed how good Brian Cage is. Brian Cage is a legit good, really good big man. So why the hell they haven't been using him, I don't know. But like I said, Miro should be the last match that Wardlow has before he loses the belt. Because Miro should be the guy that takes the belt off him. But I want to see him up against Keith Lee. I wish they had signed Eric Rowan because I would love to see him against Eric Rowan. I mean, I'm trying to think of what the other big men that are on there. I mean, Nick Camarado, they've kind of ruined him.
Yeah.
Satnam Singh.
No. I'll tell you.
Not.
What about him versus Samoa Joe? I mean, I know they're together, right? I know they're together right now.
That they're building to that. They're building to that. That's going to be Joe versus him is going to happen really soon. It's going to happen really soon. The other person that I said, if you're not going to have Miro take the belt off of him, Brody King should take the belt off of him. Because Brody King is another really good big man, like really good. But if you want to do something homegrown, I could see them having him beat all those other guys and then dropping it to Will Hobbs. Because I'm going to tell you something. Will Hobbs is a dude that you go back to when Will Hobbs first came into that company compared to where he is now. Dude, that guy has stepped up his game. Will Hobbs is a legit good big man. I guarantee you he's working with guys like Big Show. He's working with guys like Mark Henry. He's learned and learned well.
And I know he's in a segment with Jungle Boy, but do you want to see him versus Luchasaurus?
I would like to see him versus Luchasaurus. I want to see Luchasaurus is one of those guys that he should beat. You give Luchasaurus his moments. You let him have his moments in the match. The match between him and Luchasaurus should not be anywhere near as close as the match was with him and Brian Cage. Because here's the reality: Luchasaurus is not that big a dude. He's a pretty good sized dude. He's bigger than most people. He's not bigger than Keith Lee. He's not bigger than Wardlow. He's not as big as Hobbs. He looks like a friggin' kid next to Hobbs.
Wardlow's not that big anymore either.
Well, Wardlow's a big dude. I put Wardlow into the category of guys like Lance Archer. He may not be as jacked as everybody else, but he's a big dude. Like he's a legit big man.
Daddy Ass versus Wardlow?
I'm not. No.
You don't want to see her name?
No. And I don't. And honestly, I know why they're doing the match between him and Swerve. It's so that Swerve can get a big win over top of him. Billy Gunn should be used in the ring sparingly.
How long has it been?
He was just in a match, 3
Yeah,
weeks
he had
ago. Yeah, it was a three-way with him and his boys.
Oh, he was even in the singles match. I can't remember who he was wrestling.
He was wrestling one of his kids, wasn't he?
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like 1 or 2 pay-per-views ago.
No, that was like a month. That was like maybe 3 weeks ago, dude. It was after the pay-per-view. The pay
3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, he was helping the Acclaimed win the title.
Yeah.
So he wasn't then.
Well, it wasn't that long. He had a match against one of his sons on Dark. So it wasn't that long ago.
Oh, nobody cares what happens on Dark anyway. So,
dude, sometimes Dark has good shit.
I'm not saying it's bad, but people don't care.
Wasn't he in that? Wasn't he in a match? Was he in a match? A singles match in Cleveland when we were there?
I don't remember, dude. It's all kind of to be honest, man. There's been so much this year. It's all kind of blurring together. But no, like, and when it comes to Wardlow, that's what I want to see happen. But that match, like, I was really looking forward to that match. I mean, it wasn't the best. I mean, obviously, Cage hasn't wrestled in a while. And I think the post match that happened with FTR coming out, I think that kind of overshadowed the match a little bit. But I 100% get it. But I'll tell you what, man, I really want to see FTR versus the Gates of Agony. I think that's going to be an awesome match. And if you know who those two guys are, they're really good matches. They're really good wrestlers. So, but I think we're 100%. They are 100% setting up Joe versus Wardlow. And matter of fact, next pay-per-view, that's probably what we're going to get. Joe versus Wardlow for either one of the belts or both of the belts.
Now, what do you think about Pac cheating to win the 6-man match?
Here's the thing. The thing with Pac, and I said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't like that they had so many cheat wins this last week. There was 3 of them. It was like, okay, it's getting a little ridiculous. Here's the thing about Pac. When he's with the Lucha Brothers, he's a tweener. When he's by himself, he's a heel, 100%. So him cheating is not the problem. Cheating so much, yeah, the amount of cheating gets a little ridiculous. But as far as him cheating, I have no problem with him cheating, dude. He's a freaking, like I said, when he's with the Lucha Brothers, he's a tweener. When he's by himself, he's a heel. So, other than that, other than the fact I think there was too much interference or too much cheating, I don't have a problem with it. You talk about face turns. Jay Lethal looking like he's turning face again, and getting him away from Satnam Singh and Sanjay Dutt, which is probably the best thing they could possibly freaking do for him.
Yep.
Oh my God. That's dude, such a terrible. Dude, you talk about Lethal. You said you thought Lethal was not being utilized well before, man.
Because he wasn't.
Well, it's debatable, but
he wasn't. No, it's not up for debate. It's a fact.
But putting him with Dutt and Satnam Singh was an awful choice.
See, Jesus is saying what you were saying.
Yep. Yeah, Vincent and Dutch and Bo Dallas to be part of the White Sox. Yeah, when I found out that Vincent and Dutch were backstage, I was like, that's like almost 100%. That's 100% guaranteed that they're going to be part of the Wyatt Six, and it fits. Vincent and Dutch 100% fit into that kind of mythos. Like I said, I'm hoping that Eric Rowan comes back because I think that guy, he could be like their big enforcer. I think Liv is a shoe-in, and then you got Wyatt himself. So, they're a great faction. What was their faction called? The Righteous. Yeah, they were awesome. I really liked the Righteous. And the thing was looking at what happened in the last couple of months when they dropped the 6-man tag to their titles to Dalton Castle and the boys, that kind of signaled, if I had thought about it at the time, that kind of signaled that they were done. So, but yeah, like people who don't know who Vincent is, Vincent was very much a kind of a cult leader character like Bray was. And 100%. If he becomes it, he'll be Bray's right-hand guy. He'll be Bray's right-hand guy. Because and that's the thing. He's so good at promos, dude. Like, think about, like, it's kind of hard to compare him to anybody else because other than a few superficial similarities to Bray, he's a completely different guy. But he's great. He's a great promo. He's a good in-ring worker. Great.
By the way, Bob.
Yeah.
You didn't see the match of FTR against the Gates of Agony? He wasn't better off the belts. You thought you wanted to see them. Didn't you see it?
I don't think I did. I fell asleep.
It already happened.
I fell
Yeah,
asleep.
I was looking for it.
It did happen.
Because I was sure it happened. So I was looking for it because I remember seeing it. So I was just confused. But
yeah.
It was late.
It
was very late.
Yeah. Well, dude, and also, like I said, I've been dealing with 2 people with COVID, so
there's that.
I thought I watched the whole thing though. Did I nod off in the middle of it?
It was for the Ring of Honor title.
Oh yeah, dude. It must have been because I missed freaking Death Triangle versus Dark Order. Holy shit! How is it? I don't remember that match, but I remember the shitty freaking women's tag match with Ty Mello and Anna Jay versus Master Rain and Sky Blue. Dude, Sky Blue is terrible.
Wow.
Look, she's very pretty. She's super young, and she may get better with time. Right now, she's terrible. She's absolutely terrible. Jesus says it's funny to me though because he seems like a skinny version of Bray Wyatt, but to me, Bray has been getting back in shape too. Bray looked a little thick. That's one thing I noticed about he looked like his face looked like he had a little bit more weight on him. So we'll see. I mean, he's always been a big dude.
Yeah.
You know why you remember all that booty over everything else.
You got a point.
She is an attractive young woman. She is very attractive. But I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch shit because I don't remember it. Well, dude, I also worked a 13-hour shift that day. So I was watching it on my phone. But is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything else we need to go over?
Who do you think is the one threatening legal action on the suspension case?
It's Punk, 100%. It's Punk. Mine is who will Sister Abigail? Liv Morgan. I think they've already teased it when she lost to Ronda and she was going all crazy, and then they did the whole thing where she was hiding in the dark and talking to herself and being weird. And
the thing I like the most about Bray right now is the music they gave him. That was
pretty cool.
Just what I wanted. Like when you said a few weeks ago that which version we wanted to see, I just started singing that song, and I'm so happy they went with that.
Yeah. 100%, Jesus. And by the way, thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? One last thing. Well, see, that's why. See, you're 100% correct. And like I said at the beginning of the show, which you missed, she works better when she's part of a faction because she's not a great promo. She works better when she's got someone else to work off of. By herself, I mean, she was super over, and but they ruined that. But I always thought that she worked better as part of a faction. Yeah. So this works perfectly. Somebody else talking for her works perfectly. Last thing before we go, what do you think of the new mask?
I like it. I really do.
I don't mind it. I'd rather he took it off.
He did.
I like the cult leader version better than all of the other ones. I'd rather he
Well,
just took that
See,
thing off.
I think the mask that he has now kind of works with the cult leader thing. Now and obviously he's not going to have it on when he wrestles and stuff because he took it off. But if you look at it, it kind of looks like a mustache twirling villain.
I know. If it's like Andrade's thing where he comes out with it and takes it off and talks or wrestles, okay. But if he's gonna keep it on during the segments, I don't like it. But
No,
that's
I
just
don't
me.
think he's going to wrestle with it on.
Somebody said it reminded them of the.
or talk with him.
Yeah.
Somebody said it
I'd rather
reminded them of the mask that what's his name wore in Black Phone.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it reminded me of. But
And the same guy who made Wyatt's mask made that mask.
made that one. Yep. But anyway, guys, we're past the hour. Appreciate everybody stopping in here. Maldacito, Jesus, Hicks Villain, Leg Kick. I'm trying to see if I missed anybody. Don't think so. If I did, I apologize, guys. Appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, like, subscribe, share it out to your social media. Leave a comment after the video posts. Let us know what you think. Let us know if anything you want us to talk about, any kind of segments. And like I said, this is your show, guys. Tell us what you think. And we appreciate you being here.
And I know it's a little over 2 months early, but obviously at the end of the year, we're gonna have or beginning of the year, we're gonna have our matches of the year of 2022. Yep. So start thinking about it. Like, what you think was the match of the year, wrestler of the year, AEW, WWE, like women's match, men's match, tag match,
most wrestler of the year, all that kind of stuff. And that's also the show where we bring you guys on and let you guys tell us what you think. So anyway, guys, appreciate you being here. See you next week.
It's tribe time.
Bye.
See ya.